Guys, been a last crazy, what do you want to call it? A bearish market. The last few days have been absolutely crazy to the downside. I am back in action. What's up, y'all? What's happening? Hope you're all doing good. And the big question now is this still a short time correction? Is the market still bullish? Where do we start to worry? When do we start getting out of altcoins? Is the altcoin season still going to happen? Guys, a lot to speak about. We've obviously had this few days of pullback. We have to remember that yes, on the smaller time frames, things look quite bearish. On higher time frames, we're still bullish. We want to remain bullish, and we want to see where are we going to finally look at some bounces. We're getting consecutive candles to the downside. Where is the buying power, and where is the buying power waiting? We have two major supports. Are we going to bounce in this area where we bounced before? Are we going to go test the 200 weekly? We can see that the market is currently having quite a bit of a pullback as things speak. We still have on the monthly a lot of coins that did do really well. But the big question is, Sheldon, is alt season still happening? Are the markets still going to bounce? The time to start looking at our portfolio. I see the fear and greed's only sitting on 50 at the moment. Guys, I'm back in action. Smash the like button. Let's get into the show. It's going to be a big one.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗧𝗏. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗏𝗧. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, what's happening? Guys, yes, I'm doing okay. I had a little bit of a body collapse on Thursday last week. I came in, I wasn't feeling so great. I was like, okay, cool, let's keep driving. If I want you guys to be there every day, I must be there every day. And I just want to show you that through these times, remember, market's red again. And again, yet, we have to understand that beginning of the year, or end of last year, markets were red. It was probably one of the best buying opportunities. 5 weeks ago, markets were red, probably the best buying opportunities when Bitcoin is back at 20,000. And now we have more redness. And we keep thinking that redness is bad, but as long as it holds specific levels, this is really good. And driving, it's been a crazy year, guys. And my body did collapse. I ended up having a little bit of a collapse in the offices. I couldn't get up for a few hours. They then drove me back home, and I've been in bed ever since. So I am doing the show at home today. But I'm here, guys. I'm back in action. So thank you for all the love, all the support. It means the world to me. Smash that like, smash the subscribe button, join the family. We still have a big year against us. Now, remember, what are we trying to do in 2023? What is the goal? The goal is to get the entries for the bull run. And the crazy thing about crypto is the bull run comes at any single time. Now, I need to remind you yet again, in order to catch the big fish, you have to fish. That's how it works. So by losing, when the markets go red, or let's say, things were great, I know it's demotivating. For me, it was quite demotivating as well. All the gains we made in 3 weeks on the altcoins, got absorbed literally in 1 week. But we have to remember that we are fishing for the one fish. Think about the guys that want to break world records in sport. They have to play the sport to break the world record. And that's how it works. But once you get that world record, or you get that winning trade, guys, it changes everything. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to get the entries for the bull run. And may the bull run start now. When we're looking at 30,000, we're like, ooh, maybe we don't respect the 4-year cycle. Maybe the market does decide to wake up. Why? Because the market's in a crazy place. The world's in a crazy place right now. People are jumping to Bitcoin as safety. So who knows? Maybe this market does erupt at any point. And that's the thing with crypto. You have to stay dedicated. You have to stay true. But look after your mental health too, guys. So I send love to all of you guys. If you're also feeling the same, I'm feeling it with you guys. But we're here and we keep going. So much love to you all. Let's jump in. Let's have a look. So the first thing, guys, remember, we do have the competition. that starts in the next 2 days. 2 days. We have a Tesla as prize number 1. We have a Rolex or $20,000 as prize number 2, and the third prize. Now, what we're thinking is obviously markets starting to get a little bit more volatile. I don't think this is the end, this pullback that we're speaking about now. I still think we're going to have a crazy May. I'm surprised that we're getting the pullback before May. I was thinking the pullback was going to happen in May. I think this is a great time for us to put in some play money and to learn the skill. And this is a great way to rate yourself. So I'll be joining it too with small accounts. It's not about big over here. And let's do it together, guys. So if you go below, if you already have a ByBit account, just click the register. We have 577. I know we're giving tons of giveaways as well throughout this too. I think we're giving up to $100,000 of giveaways, which we'll be giving randomly. So join it, guys. It's the best way to rate yourself and to improve. Don't put crazy money in here, but join the party and let's have some fun together. Now, let's jump in and let's quickly speak about where we're at. Let's have a quick update on where things are going at the moment. So firstly, I want to quickly look at the stock markets. These were the 2 plays that I was looking at for now. It's still holding below trend line. I'm hoping to see, I think we got a bit of news coming out this week to see if we can break this trend line to the upside. It would obviously be nice by having Bitcoin losing a little bit of momentum at the moment to maybe have a stock market breakout, to maybe catch up a little bit of bullishness again. For me, retail just started dipping their toes into the markets. I still don't see that a lot of retail was in the market just yet. So the way things still look when it comes to crypto for me is a leverage shakeout. Definitely leverage is sitting high. But what we do want to see is we would like to see a stock market to the upside. If we can have a stock market to the upside, can hopefully bring some more bullishness and get Bitcoin moving yet again. We still have the Dixie on its way down at the moment, and we're hoping to lose these major lows that can really send it on a spiral. As things stand, there is a daily double bottom on the Dixie. So that is a slight concern. Looking at that, and we want to obviously lose this within the next week or 2, so we can really start the devaluing of the dollar to the downside, and this can obviously still continue the bullishness for us. So there's no crazy bounce here just yet. There's no break of trends, so I'm not too worried about the Dixie as things go, but we do want to obviously monitor this as well as the 10-year yield to see where we're at. 10-year yield, retest the trend, still not holding the 200 daily. Meme season is over. We're back very quickly. It's a market. Remember, everyone, and I just want to explain this to you quickly. Everyone shifts very quickly. For me, the same thing stays. Like the same thing. Now we're looking at alts and being like, what did we miss? And is there still something at good value? Are they still healthy? Are some of them really weak? Should we start changing a little bit into Bitcoin? But the thesis still stays the same. You cannot go to a fishing spot and fish the whole area and then give up. Because you know what they say about gambling, where you go to the machine, right? And you sit the whole night and you're losing at the slot machine. And you spend all your money and you lose all your money for hours and hours. And then you leave. And the next guy comes in, he puts in the first token and he wins the jackpot. You know, you have to keep the mindset of where we're at. Nothing's been changed just yet. And I'll go through the charts as things speak. So obviously the one chart, and this will be the most important chart, guys. This will be the one that can get you out if the market does decide a bigger pullback. And let's say this little, what's the question? The question is it a bear market rally or is this bull market? That's the big question. Because if you jump back into Bitcoin here, what we want to know is it this little rally over here? This little rally after a bear market, little rally, and then we're going to depression, or is it a start of a bull market? That's ultimately the big question. Now, this is a big one, guys. If you go to the daily and you go to the USDT dominance, now this is still very much downtrend, right? Still definitely breaking to the downside. But what we are doing is we're holding a horizontal pretty strong. So if you look at this USDT dominance over here, we've been respecting this level and bouncing this level the whole time. And we know the significance of this level. We want to lose this level. We lose this level, there's a lot of acceleration to the downside. This for me was the old season, okay? And it still stands, okay? The only thing that changes, and we have to pay attention this week, is we don't want to break the trend to the upside. We break the trend to the upside and things then look quite bad. And what that basically means is this was where we basically had a $17,000 Bitcoin, was these areas over here. And if we decide to break this trend, which we're still well below at the moment, and we still have the 200-day moving average, which we have as resistance, if we break this, it is saying that there's going to be a push of money back into USDT. So as things stand, remember, for you to be profitable in crypto, you have to be uncomfortable. You can't tell me right now that you're feeling uncomfortable. Josh, I think in the for a poll there, please, can you just look at how much people are in the market? Are you in 25, 50, 70, 100? Like, did you allow this to panic out? I want to see where you're basically at, but uncomfortability. But end of the day, where we at over here is we are still very much in a downtrend. And unless we break these lines over here, this uncomfortable area over here is probably one of the best times to be looking at entering the market. Okay. And why? Your risk to reward is very low, because if you're entering here and we break there, you're out. You're out and you're back into the safe assets. I still don't think this is territory to lower lows, but what we do have to pay attention to is if we do break this trend to the upside, we can start to reach those areas, and that may lead to a 20K Bitcoin. Now, let's quickly speak about that, because what we basically have over here, let's jump in, is we have CME gaps. Now, this is important, guys, because we want to see the two major gaps, because we're sitting right in the middle right now. We literally are. We have one gap that is sitting at the $34,000 to $35,000 level. Then we have another gap that is sitting between the $20,000 and the $22,000 level. This is the next gap. What else is at this level? Is the 200 daily moving average. Okay, so right now we're sitting at a red or black situation where you have the crazy percentages of a possibility of us losing. Don't worry, I'll give you the key things for us to know which one will play out. Losing this area over here and coming 24% down, and having the possibility of this being one of the best opportunities to get in now and having another 25 to 30% to the upside. So we do have these over here. And what we have secondly with Bitcoin is we do have the original support trend. Guys, this, for me, we are very far from worrying for any like huge new lows. These are the big questions. Is Bitcoin going to make a new low? And I think it's starting to fade. It's starting to fade in our heads that we don't think we're going to get to those areas. But it is important. And look how far we are from anywhere where I really worry. Like, we are very far down when it comes to the support trend. And remember, whenever we pull away from support, we do tend to come back at times. So this is the major trend line over here, guys. That's the big one to say that there's no bullishness at all this year. Like, we're going to have a terrible year like last year. And you can see we're still holding that really well. And that's the same thing when it comes to the total market caps. You look at total market cap and where we are over here, tons of resistance that we're fighting. Yes, we did have a breakout. We definitely had a breakout, and we do have some more resistance on where we actually got rejected. So this area over here was the rejection period. Just above that is the huge gap where we're seeing a massive acceleration. And this for me was altcoins within Bitcoin. And then what we have below that is we had the area that we did finally pop through, one that we haven't been able to pop through for a while, and one that we're sort of still fighting at the moment as it speaks. But what we still have is we still have the bull run line. Now, I want to remind you again quickly, if we go back to, let's go over here to Bitcoin. Slow, fast. You got to remember with bull runs that things go slow. This was the areas, think about it at this time over here. Look how many times Bitcoin fought these zones. Fought, reject, until you through those levels. So, end of the day, as long as Bitcoin held that support trend, when we get through, this is where all the volume is needed. So very important to understand where we're at now. I get it. It's quite scary to see that weekly candle, because that is one of the concerns, is look how big this weekly candle just absorbed. It absorbed a lot of the work that we did in the last 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks, got absorbed in one weekly candle. But we need to still remember the major trends. So if you look here on the total, you have this major trend. That is the concern line. So stay focused within that. And what that does show is there is possible more downside. There can definitely be more downside, and I'll go through the Bitcoin chart now to help you with that. But when it comes to total market cap, we're still very much in an uptrend. When it comes to total 2, Ethereum, and major alts, we're still very much in an uptrend. When it comes to total 3, this is one that we're still waiting. Still waiting. We did not manage to break that high over there, and that's why we didn't continue the acceleration. But when it comes to the health of them and where we actually are, we are still above 200-day moving average. Remember this 200-day. As long as we are above it and we hold it good, you can see what it meant previously before. Look at that. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Started to close below it, started to then come to our way down. And now, yet again, for first time in a long time, guys, don't forget the significant levels that we broke in the last few weeks. Don't just erase it from your brain. We did have many breakthroughs of these major moving averages, and don't allow that to just shift and just to get you demotivated and just quickly to make a decision to get out. We broke some very key levels, and now we want to hold them. And that comes back to Bitcoin. And speaking about Bitcoin, let's actually get the 200 weekly moving average. I want to see if it's here. Here we go. 200 weekly moving average, a very big indicator that is giving us a whole bunch of support in this area over here. So if I show you, let's jump into the Bitcoin charts and let's get a little bit of an understanding of where we're at. So we have two major supports on Bitcoin as things speak. We have the 27,000. I did this on Twitter. Make sure you follow me, Twitter, Sheldon_Sniper. I did do a video for you guys. And if I am sick or do continue, I need to go to doctor later and things like that. I will be doing a lot of updates there too. But what we have is this horizontal on Bitcoin over here, which is basically showing $27,000 as a support. Then what we have below that is the 25,000. Now, I just explained to you guys, you have the 200 weekly moving average sitting over there. We also have this huge ass horizontal that we haven't been able to get through for a very long time. Since we came into these lower ranges, we finally got back to it. And you got to remember, ideally what we want to see over here is you basically seen price action do this, where price has come down and we got into a range. Okay, and then we finally broke through that range. And what you want to see with that range is you just want to see us turn those previous levels that we couldn't get through. You just want to turn them into support. So the way it basically works was this is where all the buying power was important, all the volume, because this is where all the bears that were trying to get Bitcoin down to 10K, to 12K, they were all trying to hold this level. We eventually smashed through that with a lot of volume and a lot of short squeezes and things like that. Now, for me, it's like now the bulls are going to do their absolute. As much as the bears fought there, the bulls are going to fight here. They're going to hold this now. They worked their asses off for the last 12 to 18 months to get above these levels. I see tons of support here, guys. I don't think it's just done and all these things. The fact that we broke through these levels, I think they're going to hold these levels pretty strong. We have horizontal sitting there. We have crazy moving averages sitting there. And now what we're starting to get is we're starting to get the RSIs. The RSIs are starting to make their way to the downside. And I'm starting to see a little bit of bullish divergence on the 4-hour, which makes me think that we could possibly have a midterm bounce today. And that's important. I'm going to speak about that in a sec, because this next high that we make is very important. Very, very, very important to break a new high. But ultimately, what we have is a stochastic RSI hitting the floor. We do have a bit of bullish divergence forming within the daily, within the 4-hour, starting to get it on the 8-hour. So there is remember, end of the day, it's between bulls and bears. Which ones are stronger? And this indicator is always going to show us something a little bit more hidden, show us what's actually happening. But what we're getting is we're basically getting RSI resets and price still holding these levels, which means what? It means we're going to have an acceleration between today and tomorrow. Either we're going to lose the 27 and we're going to go down to the 25, 26 pretty fast. I do see us slowing down there and a strong bounce. That major level that they've been holding for a long period, I see tons of support in that area. And that's option number one, which means we have a fast dip today. This will, again, create a lot more liquidations. There are many people buying this current dip right now, and maybe they want to screw them. You need to understand that there are more people coming into the market. Bitcoin has made to higher levels where it's getting attention again. And this is where they're going to want to shake out. All the newbies that are entered late, all these sort of things, that's when they're going to want to shake them out. That's option one. Option two is we bounce over here. We bounce here today. We have the daily at the bottom, and we bounce. Then what's important after that, guys, is now it's time to break the highs. Now, I want to remind you again where we are in the weekly. So yes, I'm spending a lot of time on Bitcoin today because the rest of the week I spend a lot of time in altcoins. I will go through a few in the show, but it is important to understand where Bitcoin's at. So what you have over here on the weekly was we did get rejected at this major area. Okay, now we hold support and we attempt and we do break this. Don't be surprised to see some sort of rejection between 30 and 32,000, guys. I've been speaking about this level. It's so damn important. The way I see this is this half over here above 32 is bull market. This half down here is a bear rally, which means we can still go into a slight depression after this. So it's very important to break through these levels. And that's why we're zooming into the major supports of where we are. Because if we hold these levels and we do crack through, we're early. I would like to say this, that if you're anywhere in these areas before a bull market starts over here, you are early. If you're anywhere in these areas over here, you are late. And this is where it comes to risk to reward. Very simple. This is where you're a smart investor. This is where the inexperience starts to come in, and it's the fish. It's the fish for the sharks to basically eat. So where we're still sitting there is above the 32 is still that huge short squeeze, which matches that CME gap of the 35 sort of level, 35, 36, 38. And then obviously above that, we have the higher levels. So as long as we hold these zones, and you can see we're still very much in the bullish trend, this is still a possibility. And you still have to have that back in the back of your head, and still have to be prepared for that. Because if you don't, you're going to shut off for a few weeks. You're going to come back, and everything can be 50 to 80% higher. And then what, guys? You were speaking about last week. Oh, I didn't get my buys. Things are too expensive. It's gone now. Everything's back in those zones now. Are you going to have the courage to be getting them on support? Remember, what this basically means is when you get anything on support or you get things on a pullback, your risk to reward is low. So where you're going to put stop losses, where you're going to put things, it's low in these areas. If the market takes off and then you try and enter, your risk to reward is terrible because you need huge 20, 30, 50% stop losses, which is basically defeating the object of becoming a good risk management sort of trader. So jumping back over here to Bitcoin, let's go back to the daily. These are my two plays over here. Okay, my two plays. The first one is basically this play here. Let me get my highlighter. There we go. Is basically we lose here and we do decide to come down to these areas. From here, I'm expecting bounce and I'm expecting a push up. Okay. Now, either scenario, that's the first one. Second one, we bounce here, we push. It is so important that we have to crack a higher high, guys. We have to crack the higher high. It's important because if it doesn't, I am changing the strategy. Not because I don't believe it's not alt season or anything like that. If we don't make a higher high, I'm telling us all to get back into safety. I'm not telling us to do it right now. It's only if we don't get a higher high, then I will protect. Then I will change my thesis. As much as it's sitting and believing what you're seeing, I still believe that there's an altcoin strong push coming. But I also have to be realistic. If we don't make this higher high over here, I will be turning slightly bearish and I will be saying we're going down here. We're going down to go test those major supports at around the 20,000 to the 22,000. We can get way better entries there because the altcoins might get sucked quite a bit in that time and those sort of things. Now, as things stand, I'm saying I'm buying here on Bitcoin and I'm waiting to buy more over here. I'm buying this dip within altcoins. I'm buying this dip within Ethereum. Ethereum was too expensive for me 2 weeks ago. It's now getting cheap in the $1,800 zone. Bitcoin was too expensive at 30,000. It's now getting cheaper at 27 and 25,000. And only on the next lower high is when I start making major decisions. Because again, I want to remind you, my conviction goes nowhere, guys. I'm here. This is how it works. You have to stick to your thesis. Nothing has not been proved just yet. There's been no major trend breaks on total 3, on total 2, nothing. And you have to stay strong within those. Remember, if you're making a decision now, you make a decision for weeks. If we decide to get out of altcoins, we're out of altcoins for 3 months to 6 months. We're out for a long period on our long-term portfolio. And that's why it's so important. Stop this in and out stuff and stop getting shaken out within the thing. Within this FUD and all things like that. There hasn't even been massive news that's been driving this. I don't even see major volume just yet. And what I do want to remind you of, just before I come back into the dominance, is if you go yet to the 1 hour, and I just want to show you guys something. The 1 hour and basically over here. When you get no bounces, so when you get absolutely no bounces and you just have a trend that just goes down and down and down and down and down, guys, this is when, don't be surprised, where you just see a huge ass candle that comes out of nowhere and it just absorbs all of it. Guys, we've seen it how many times? We saw it when it happened to the 20,000. That's what I'm saying. This, like, what I want to see, if I want to know it's sustained, is I want it to come down, test up. This is how I want to see a bear push to the downside, is these strong legs. But when you have something that just does this for days and days and days, it gets absorbed. Like, it literally gets absorbed and sucked up so quickly and driven. And we've seen this many times, guys. And that's why we're tracking these trends and tracking where we're going here, because I'm just seeing the slow ass bleed that just comes down like that. And it's very similar to when you see it to the upside. You just see something push, 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 push. And I think the beginning of the year was probably oh, here we go, guys. Here we go. You see what I'm talking about? The slow bleed. Just slow bleed, slow bleed, slow bleed. Boom! Absorbed completely. Whatever happened in that whole period of time. Remember what they say about accumulation. Accumulation, as long as a coin goes sideways like this, that is what equals the result of the move. Okay? And that's the same thing. When this coin is going sideways like this, slowly tilted down, it's still in that accumulation pattern where it's like in this range. and all of a sudden just gets absolutely absorbed. So what I'm saying, guys, is I'm not saying we're fully bullish. I do expect a bounce in these areas. What I'm saying is all this hard work of the bears can be erased very quickly. So pay attention to what's happening on the shorter time frames of these slow bleeds, because if you can catch the right longs in these areas, you can get really, really good longs. And who knows, it may yet again be the ones that break 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗓 and release the market. So let's go quickly to the dominance. And I want to explain to you again, this dominance has not done anything that has changed my mind that love is still coming to altcoins. You can still see it here very much. We got rejected at the high. That was quite a big rejection. Now what we're doing is we're holding this low, right? And this low is the 47%. Below this 47% is a huge ass gap that takes us to 44. We have not broken any trends to the upside. We have not broken the highs. We've not broken anything, which still showing me up or down market that we can still have the possibility of this huge shift of dominance flying down, which means money flies out of Bitcoin. Now, when I got you guys into that portfolio, I was saying the only time we ever get into altcoins is to make Bitcoin or Ethereum. That's the main thing. And what this chart still shows, by removing the stupid dollar, I don't care about the dollar, it's still showing that we have not bounced and not made a higher high here. This can still look at a big ass rejection. And this means strength within altcoins, not caring about the dollar. It's that this gap is still here. And if we lose this level, we're going to have a huge acceleration down. And if it repeats history, as it has done many times before, and it's not about it's going to repeat it exactly the same. Stop ignoring something when it's simple. And here, there's been many times where we've hit these areas and we've actually had alt push all the way down. So either we're going to have a small one, which it hasn't done much of before, or we're actually going to do the big ass one, which comes down here, which still remains altcoins. And that's why I still remain strong within the altcoins. Now, let's quickly just pop through a few of these. I'll be going through many of them within the week. What we do have is we have Ethereum. Let's speak about Ethereum for a second. It's got two major supports, the 1800s, and it does have one at 1700. There's the support, guys. For me, as things stand, and as a trader that's non-emotional, we're lucky to get support buys on trends. So we'd be lucky to get this thing in the mid 1600s. I really believe that. So here I have personally been loading up a little bit more ETH, and that is the major resistance over there. The 2000 to the 2100. These are the resistance over here. After that, I'm still looking at 2.4, 2.5 sort of things. When it comes to Bitcoin pairing, it's still in trend. There's still strength for me within ETH, and I'm still looking at ETH make its way to the top of this move over here, which is still at 20% on a shorter time frame growth over Bitcoin. So that hasn't changed my mind at all. You look at a lot of the coins, as in BNB, there's the trend that I worry about, guys. Not broken at all. Any support buys or things like that. Let's go look at NEAR. So NEAR had a small fake out, holding horizontal supports as we speak. Yes, not performing great just yet. So it looks like many of the major alts made the gains and came back down, but ultimately no lower lows just yet. No bottom of the ranges, anything like that just yet. I won't, I'm basically using this as monitoring, guys. We've been getting into many alts. And when these times come, when there's a little bit of redness, if the alts really bleed, like NEAR keeps making gains, and it's getting to that point where in the next week or two, if the markets bounce on a good push, I'll probably be getting out a little bit of NEAR, because it's not holding the way I wanted to. I want a coin that holds good when the markets turn red, and NEAR keeps just coming back down, and maybe it's just not its time just yet. But for now, I'm giving it its support bounce and things like that. We look at DOT. There's my two scenarios. So when we speak about DOT, right now it is in support trend. We have not broken support trend. So I'll remove these quick so you can see them. That's the two scenarios. That's why I'm saying a big move's coming. We are still in support. I'm not making a big decision until that has been shifted. Solana, there's the support. So guys, if you're long and you believe the market's good, like this is the area. This is the area to long, like on some of these coins. It's right there. Your stop loss is right there. And the second scenario is, let's say the tokens do lose these areas, then they're coming down. And that's where we'll shift over there. And the only time we are getting out of altcoins is if we can make a lot more of them. If we're going to see a huge drop in altcoins, that's the only way we're going to get out of them, so we can make more of them so that they're a lot cheaper to get in. As things stand, Solana's still in trend. AVAX, still in trend. Phantom, still way in trend. Algo, this is a little bit of a weak one, still holding horizontal, very similar to NEAR. These coins are just taking their time with them. So I'm monitoring this over here. And like I say, if it's a drop, we're getting out the same area and it is going lower. From here, if the markets turn bullish, we're going. And that's why I'm not afraid in these areas. So same with Algo, we're still holding horizontals. Look at this. Cardano way still above trend over there. We still have GRT still in trend. We still have Chainlink still in that range right now. Still well, you can see all of this over here. This thing can literally fall to 6.4 and still be in trend and things like that. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is we have a whole week of altcoins. I think by tomorrow, we're going to know if Bitcoin's bounced to this area. If it has, we're going to see a lot of short-term breaks on altcoins. And the ones that you missed for that portfolio is the ones that I'll be getting on this on the break of these trends. Or we do start to lose supports, which means we'll start de-risking on some of them. And start looking at lower entries with them. Guys, stay focused. I'm here. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the support.
Sheldon. Can you hear me, bud? We've got a trading competition, buddy, that we have to talk about. Do you think that the guys that have completed school can beat the guys that haven't done school?
Like, this is no offense, but by far.
Do you really think so?
By far. The guys that have done sniper school, by far.
Yeah.
Like, this is no disrespect to anyone like in the community, but if you haven't done sniper school, like, you'll see the very big difference. You'll see the very big difference between those that have done sniper school versus those who don't. Like, guys, we're doing the live session, the trading our live sessions. We're doing it in the next 20 minutes. We live on them, and they definitely all coming into school. They definitely
and Sheldon, I mean, the prizes on the trading competition are huge. I mean, from ByBit there, number 1 is a Tesla, number 2 is a Rolex, number 3 is $10,000, bro. I mean, this is big time prizes put up from ByBit. I mean, I'd love a Tesla. I don't know about you, but
no, I know. Guys, let's make it happen. It's 37 days, right? 37 days.
So basically, Sheldon, all you've got to do is log into your ByBit account, as long as it's one of the banter links, log in, and then just click on the link that is in the description below this YouTube. So if you click on that, it'll join you. So you don't need a new link. Log in with your existing link and then just join the competition. And there's 2 competitions. I mean, there's the ByBit and there's OKX. OKX have also got a Tesla up for grabs. And I mean, if we're not in a perfect volatile market for this thing for the perfect time for a competition, I mean, last year it was always just going down when we were doing. Remember, it was really, really hard. But now we're in the zone where people, I mean, this can become a reality for someone quite easily.
No, I agree, brother. I agree, guys. So if you want to join, like I say, click on the link below and just register your account. You don't have to open a new account. You don't have to open anything like that. Unless you're opening an account to join Sniper School, then that's a big one. But guys that are listening, if you've done Sniper School, we're all doing it together. We're going to be on the daily sessions together, hitting this just to rate ourselves and to see where we're at. And hopefully one of you guys can win a big prize of a Tesla. Thank you, brother.
Cool, buddy.
Cool, bro. Guys, have a fantastic day. I'll be back in action. Give me a few days. Like, I am a little bit, my energy is a little bit just tired at the moment, but I'll be back in action from tomorrow again, going through all the altcoins for you guys. All the alts we've gotten into, I'll go through all of them this week. And let's keep focused. Much love to you all, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love, man.